My marriage green card got approved in only 87 days since the day I received my first receipt notice that everything had been received by the USCIS. And in this video, I'm going to share with you my whole timeline of this whole green card marriage process since the time of our wedding all the way through to now being fully approved for the green card, having my work authorization, and I've already started work. So let's get straight into it. So I first submitted these applications. So my I-765, my EAD, which is my work authorization, my I-131 travel document that I can leave the country before my green card is processed with permission, because I did have a family wedding that I want to get to. My I-130 petition for alien relative. So this was my husband submitted that basically application for me to be his alien relative. I find it so funny that the word is alien. And then my I-485 application to register permanent residency, which is basically, or adjustment of status, which is basically adjusting my status from what my status was of a tourist visa to green card. Well, actually, my status was nothing because I had overstayed my 90 days of my ESTA tourist visa. So my change of status now is to marriage, and I now have that approval that I have got my marriage green card. So I had my wedding in January 3rd, 2022. We had it in Florida, and then we submitted all of our paperwork around mid-January. It took us some time just to compile everything together, also to get my medical done. I did have to do two visits to the doctor, and I had a lawyer help me with all this process of compiling all of my paperwork together, sending me checklists, telling me what else I needed. And I sent everything to my lawyer, and then my lawyer sent that out to the required places that it needed to go with USCIS. So I received a notice on January 30th that the USCIS has received all of my applications, and they had sent me a receipt that everything was received. Now, next time I heard back was February 11th, and I got an appointment for my biometrics, which is my fingerprint appointment, and I was shocked this came around so quickly. I was actually in Florida staying with some family, and we are now living in Philly, so I did have to travel up here for that appointment because the appointment given to you is usually close by to where you actually live, where you registered your address. So I flew up here for my biometrics appointment. But before we get into that, February 16th, I was requested, more evidence was requested from me because number one, my birth certificate was not uploaded for some reason, or sent in. So I just re-uploaded that through the USCIS portal, which I could log into and submit in that. And I also sent another copy for digitally online to my lawyer, and he also sent that out as well. Um, and also my medical. So my medical packet was actually never sent. There was just confusion that it got left behind in the lawyer's office, but that's no problem. I just was told that I would bring that into the interview with me. So February 21st, my response for evidence was received. That was a relief that that came so quickly because it was initially a worry that it would take a lot longer. March 3rd, I then had my biometrics appointment. So that is the appointment I was just telling you about, that I had to fly up from Florida to Philly for that literal appointment. Now March 3rd, that same day, literally an hour after my biometrics appointment, I got a notice that my case was being actively reviewed. My I-485, which is my adjustment of status for permanent residency. And then also later on that same day, I got a notification that my EAD work authorization card was approved and is now processing. So that was all really exciting. And then I received my my work authorization EAD then very soon after that, I believe around March 20th. Now, March 21st, I got sent the date for my interview with myself and my husband for our adjustment of status to the marriage green cards. Um, and in this meantime, also, we were then permanently going to move from Florida, because we were staying with some family, back up to where we are living in Philadelphia, because um, now my work authorization was going to be sent here in the mail, and I could actually work after not being able to work for a good couple of months. So we moved up here permanently so I could work, and I actually got a job, a very local by me, and in a restaurant. So I did have to go through that process and also get my social security number as well. I had to actually go into the office and call them to get my social security number. Now, I was given the same social security number I previously had from another time I was in the States on a H2B work authorization visa. Now, April 25th, then, um, oh, sorry, March 21st as my interview, April 25th. April 25th was the day, sorry, I had my interview. So we were asked a lot of questions. I was actually so shocked with all of the questions that we were asked, because I was not worried, because I know that myself and my husband are a legitimate couple. Our relationship is real. So I was really not worried. But maybe because of that thought, I didn't bring in as much evidence. I didn't bring in like a lot of evidence. I brought in basically what I needed and a little more, and we were asked a lot of questions. So I'm going to make a separate video on that after this one here. So you can look for that in my channel after this video. So April 25th, on that same day, we got a notification that um, that Jared's that it was that our I-130 I-130 and I-1485 were actively under review. Um, April 26th, the next day, my husband's application, so the I-130 petition for alien relative, was approved. So we knew, well, mine's probably going to come next then. So the next day, April 27th, the whole case was approved. My I-485 was approved. So all that whole process literally only took 87 days from the time of January 30th, where I got the receipt notice that everything had been received by USCIS, to April 27th of our case being approved. And now it is just a couple of days after that, and I am just awaiting my card to be sent to me now in the mail. So I know I was super lucky with this case. I did have a lawyer helping me to get all of my paperwork together, which really helped me with this as well. And yeah, if you have any questions or anything, do feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I will be making more videos on this topic based off your questions as well. And my next video will be more of those interview questions that I was asked. So I will see you there in the next video. And if you are on a journey like this, I'm wishing you the best of luck too.